let's talk about a few things to leave at home. If you can stand it, leave your computers, iPads, fancy pants devices behind, as you won't have a ton of time to use them, and because we'll be moving around quite a bit, there's more opportunity for them to break. And they are especially tempting targets in the big city. If you do want to bring it in order to stay in touch with loved ones, etc., there will be Wi-Fi in most of the places where we're staying, and also in-room safes, so you can lock it up tight while you're gone. Please don't bring your bling. You won't need it. We're not going to be fancy while we're here. We're going to be traipsing around in the cloud forest, horseback riding on the windswept plains, etc. So you can leave your diamonds at home. And also traveler's checks. We recommend against bringing them. Ecuador is on the US dollar, and you can pull money easily out of any ATM. Traveler's checks are extremely difficult to cash here, as are large bills. So $20 bills and lower are the easiest to get around with here in Ecuador. Now let's chat about layers. Layers is the most important recommendation I can make to you for packing. If you have layers, you will be a comfortable, happy traveler, and if you do not, you might be wet, soggy, cold, and unhappy, which we don't want. Layers, however, does not mean that you have to bring out your winter wardrobe. You can very easily have all that you need with little piles such as this. So for example, to protect your core, which is very important, I have a long underwear shirt that I can top with this little t-shirt. On top of that, I will have a fleece. And on top of that, I am bringing my raincoat, which also doubles as a windbreaker, which is especially important when you're up on the highland plains by the volcanoes, as the wind can get pretty strong there. For your feet, just a nice cozy pair of thicker socks. That's good for hiking as well. Again, synthetic is key. For your head, a little beanie. Again, you might not need this every day that you're here, but we will be hiking on Cotopaxi, the world's highest active volcano, so you might want some protection for that day. And in the same token, I'm bringing a pair of gloves. For my legs, I bring one long underwear pair of pants, and this will sort of suffice for outdoor yoga practice as well. I can slip these on underneath my yoga pants, and that can keep me warm if we are practicing in a chillier place. And then I bring this pair of pants. It's one of those handy little convertible pants. So I have a pair of shorts and a nice light pair of quick dry pants all in one. With the long underwear layer underneath these pants, it's plenty to keep me warm up on the plains. And then it also suffices for the warm tropical weather of the cloud forest when we're visiting waterfalls, etc. So there you are on layers. And again, you don't need multiples of all of these things, but these layers all together will keep you warm and cozy throughout the trip. Now let's talk yoga practice. I am going to bring with me this synthetic tank top to start. And then I can top it with a t-shirt or this long underwear top. I have my yoga pants here. And these will do well with my long underwear layer if I'm outside in a chilly place, or they will be great if we're inside in, say, the cozy living room of a hacienda. These will also work for me. And then I'm bringing a fleece to put on here. Now, this is a little bit of overkill because I already have a fleece in my cold weather layers. But again, I just like to have a separate one in case of stink and dirty. So you can leave this one out if you like, but there should be room in your bag. Now let's talk about everyday strolling around. I like to bring a couple of tank tops. Typically I wear those under a t-shirt in the city, and then I wear the t-shirt under a hoodie or one of my fleeces. And that way, again, I have layers in case the weather changes dramatically. Also, the tank tops are good for the cloud forest. When we're in that tropical environment, there are bugs sometimes in the afternoon, so I like to bring along a really light long sleeve button-up shirt that I can leave open and airy, but that will still protect my arms. And then I bring a couple of t-shirts. What do I have here? I have 4 t-shirts. And I'm also bringing a few long sleeve shirts. I have 3 of those. So all of this together with my fleeces and rain jacket. Again, layers are key, but this should more than take care of me for casual strolling about. And I mentioned before that I have a pair of convertible pants, specifically for the layers portion of the packing. I'm bringing along another pair of quick dry pants, just in case I get one wet, or again, if it's dirty, etc. You really don't have to have this second pair, but I recommend it if you can fit it in. I'm also bringing a bathing suit for the cloud forest in case of waterfall swims and to take advantage of the mineral pool at the lodge. And I'll just roll that up. You really, unless you're not too concerned about bugs, I recommend against shorts. Typically nights in the cloud forest are going to be crisp enough that you'll be comfortable in pants. And with the convertible type, then you're prepared for all situations. I am bringing enough underwear. As you can see here, I'm sure you guys don't want to see my actual underwear. So here's a little note. Enough underwear to last me the week, and then some fresh socks. And I have my PJs. I just have a t-shirt and some shorts, which is typically plenty. I also have an extra pair of comfy pants, which could double as yoga pants if I needed them to, but will be nice and warm if it's a chillier evening. If you're a lady, a couple sports bras, and of course your regular bra, and gentlemen boxers. Okay, now let's talk toiletries. I have here, I guess we'll start in the back, all of my little first aid kind of things. I have allergies, so I'll bring along some Zyrtec, some ibuprofen, my vitamins, and my prescriptions. And I'm putting my prescriptions here because I'm taking everything in a carry-on. If you are checking a bag, you're going to want to make sure that you bring any of your prescriptions with you as a carry-on on the flight in case of baggage delays. So here I just have all of my non-liquid pills, and I might put some Band-Aids in here or some Tums, anything that you might need over the counter to make your trip more comfortable. Okay, so there's that. And for the ladies, I'm gonna leave my makeup behind, but if you like to have it with you, just a little container is fine. Make sure that you pull out your liquid makeup, because we're gonna want that, if you're doing a carry-on, we're gonna want that in a bag with the rest of your liquids. Okay, so that's that. All of your lady products or gentleman products that you might need, of course, toothbrush, toothpaste. Again, if you're just doing a carry-on, I would leave the razor out. However, if you're checking, you might want to bring a razor. And then I put all of my liquids in a bag so that I can easily stick it through the security checkpoint. But I have sunscreen, lotion, shampoo and conditioner. My toothpaste is in here, as well as some hand sanitizer, which you're definitely going to want. Sunscreen is uber important. I'm bringing all of mine in this little 2-ounce bottle, and it should suffice because I wear long pants every day, so I just need it for my arms. Face wash, etc. So you get the idea. Any of your cosmetic or bathroom liquids, if you're doing a carry-on, need to fit in a small Ziploc bag. Now we have a bunch of random items. Reading materials. Now I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to bring my Nook because I love it. And I'm going to lock it up in the safe at night or during the day when we're out and about. I'm also going to bring some reading materials and my journal so that I can document the trip. And I brought something good for my mind and something not so good for my mind. Okay. I of course have my camera and my phone, which I'm not going to use here in Ecuador, but I do like to have it in the airport for when I'm arriving and departing. And then I'm bringing along my small iPod for longer rides. I think our longest travel day should be about 4 hours, so if you really like to have music and a little bit of alone time, this is a great way to do it. Now for all of my electronic devices, I definitely want to have my chargers, and I'm going to put that in my luggage as well. We have some random items such as a hat. This really should not be a visor, but a hat instead to protect your head, sunglasses, and I'm bringing flip-flops just for like being around the pool, etc. Some other random things that are going to go in my carry-on bag, my personal bag. Obviously a passport, make sure that you have that, as well as your airline tickets. I'm bringing along some earplugs and an eye mask. I am a light sleeper, so the earplugs are really helpful in case there are exotic birds that like to wake up earlier than I do. Cash, again, anything lower than 20 is good. And I'm gonna keep it in my little travel wallet. And I'm also gonna put my debit and credit card in there. Hairbrush, lip balm, you wanna make sure you're bringing a lip balm with some SPF to it to protect you from the intense sun here. I also like to carry along a pack of Kleenex, just in case like one of the bathrooms doesn't have toilet paper or runny nose, etc. So all of this is gonna go in my personal bag. And if you're checking luggage, I highly recommend that you keep valuable items like the Nook, the camera, and the phone in your carry-on luggage because it will be with you at all times. So keep it with you and know where your personal belongings are. Another important small item is a watch with an alarm clock. Bring 2 water bottles at least. The recommended daily intake is 3 liters of water when you're active. So that would be 3 regular Nalgene's. And now these, you can do one of 2 things. You can either fill them with things like underwear, socks, and t-shirts and go ahead and pack them in your carry-on suitcase, or you can stick them in your day pack / personal bag. Okay, so we've gone over pretty much everything on the list for packing, and I want to talk a little bit about how I travel so that everything fits into a carry-on bag. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and wear some of my layers on the plane. So for example, I have 2 pairs of quick dry pants, but I like to have a pair of jeans as well, and because that's a little bit excess, I just wear them on the plane, along with socks and my hiking / walking shoes. I'm gonna wear one of my tank tops and a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and also one of my fleeces. You remember that I had a little bit of excess. I was bringing 2. Really, you only need 1. However, if you'd like 2, wearing one is a great way to fit it all in.
Okay, so this has got to be the geekiest thing in the world. I know it, you know it, but it is so super useful. Why? So you've got your ID, you got your passport. I keep other kind of miscellaneous important travel documents in here. This happens to be my international vaccination card. I won't get yellow fever. What else do we have here? Then I also have in here kind of other pockets of papers that are necessary and stuff. You can keep your boarding pass in here. This is important. You can keep a pen because when you go through customs, or rather when you're on the plane and they give you your customs documents, everybody on the plane's looking for a pen, but you've got one and you can share it with your neighbor or Nicole. And then what's even better about it is because it's just this tiny little flat thing, you can also keep all of your exit entry documents in there. So if you pre-printed your exit boarding pass before you leave, you can put that in there. This document, which you'll need, is a entry declaration from Ecuador that they'll give you on the plane, and you can throw that in there so you don't lose any important documents for travel later on. But it's hideous, it's geeky, take pride in it.
And also that was helpful for you, right? When we were in customs, I had all of my stuff in my hand, like the documents they'd given me on the plane, my passport, and I was also trying to manage my luggage, and you weren't. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend the Greg method over my own. Get the geeky neck thing and enjoy its convenience. So we were just talking about this, the geeky neck thing, and I just wanted to be clear that I don't believe that this is the best way to carry your valuables around in the city. However, it is super convenient for your flight and getting through customs and keeping all of your travel documents organized. When you're in the city, if you have this hanging around your neck, it's very easy for someone to slip up from behind and slash the string and catch it as it falls. And so that's why we recommend against this. What I like to do is attach a small flat little pouch to my belt loop, and then I tuck this into my pants behind the button, and you can't even really tell it's there. Typically I'm wearing a tank top or a t-shirt that stretches down lower so that it's covering here. It's a little bit of overkill, but I like to do it just to be safe. These are our recommendations, something to think about when you're packing if you have some kind of small little device like this, or a neck pouch, or alternatively a money belt that straps it down inside your pants or around your waist. These are the more preferable ways to carry your valuables around the city. Okay, so we have talked about the what, and now we will address the how. Here is my little roly-poly carry-on suitcase, and also my day pack that I'm going to use as my personal item, and then I'll be able to use it in Ecuador for my day trips. We are going to start first with the layers. And I like to roll everything. It creates a little extra space. So I'm just going to roll in all my layers. So, as you can see, that's all of my cold weather gear there. So now we're gonna move into the yoga. And you wanna fill all of the spaces. I like to keep my clothes in certain areas, so I know when I want cold weather gear, I'm on this side of the suitcase. Yoga is here. I'm gonna follow that with like my personal underwear and pajamas here. Now on to the casual day-to-day wear. Okay, and you can see I still have tons of space, and this is a standard carry-on size bag. So now I'm gonna add all of my bathroom, cosmetics, meds, that kind of stuff. Everything except for my liquids, which I'm gonna keep in my carry-on since I'm carrying everything with me. So I'm not gonna bring my razor because I'm doing my carry-on. Meds. I am gonna go ahead and set this with my carry-on bag so I don't forget it. Well, I'm gonna add my electronic chargers here, but I'm going to bring the valuable electronics in my day pack so that I can keep them with me at all times. Hat, flip-flops, and I still have tons of room, so I'm going to be a little girly and bring my hair straightener. Why not? Go. Okay, so that's essentially it for the 9 days. And I still have plenty of room if I want to bring back souvenirs. All that's left are incidentals, hairbrush, passport, sunglasses, things that will go in my purse, which will then go in my day pack. So now we're going to talk about packing the day pack. I don't have that much left. Mostly everything's in my carry-on suitcase. All my liquids I'm going to put in the front pouch for easy access when I'm going through security. All of my reading materials, including my Nook, come with me. And I am going to load up this top pocket here with all of my valuable electronics. For example, phone, camera, iPod, etc. The reason I do that is just because I know I'm going to have this day pack with me and accessible, whereas I might put my carry-on rolling suitcase down. I can even put this on the front, on my front, and have access to the little pocket, and I just know where everything is. And again, that might be a little bit of overkill, but I'd rather be safe. So we have that, and I am typically traveling from Florida, and remember I have set aside a lot of my layers so that I can wear them on instead of try to pack them. But this long sleeve shirt and this fleece I'm not going to need for now. So I'm just going to put them in here in case I get chilly on the plane. So now I have the rest of my layers to wear on. I also have my water bottles that I'm going to stick on the side of the pack. And my purse can go inside as well. And look at all of this room that I have. So again, if I'm coming home with a lot of souvenirs, or if I'm coming home with a lot of souvenirs, I'll have plenty of space. So that's that. We are all packed and ready to go. And everything is fitting in my little suitcase with tons of extra space and a carry-on backpack, which I will use as my personal item. So there you have it. I hope that this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to call us anytime.